So, as usual, we always go through a short recap of what we have learned, and then we go through the meditation. After that, we go through the knowledge. So, let's have a small recap of what we have learned. So, the Nine Freedoms. It's a channel book by Dr. George King, and coming from this intelligence from Mars. So very, very interesting. Sometimes it's far-fetched, sometimes it sounds like fiction, but of course, the truth is presented in very, very interesting way. And we learned so far about seven freedoms. So we started from the most important, bravery, love, service. The three freedoms, the author covered entire journey of our kundalini, the chakras from the base chakra till the sahasrara, which is the fourth and which is also enlightenment stage. And from there, we also learned about cosmic consciousness. And when the adept reaches this stage, then he or she. There is no more he or she. It's pure energy and soul consciousness. They are ready towards ascension. And at the ascension, we learned that they can either stay back on earth and help others, or they can choose to go further. So those great masters who chose to stay on earth are called the White Brotherhood, and you have been learning, or you might have read in other sources as well, such as Mahatma Babaji is one of them, an ascended master helping the earth, and some other great masters who are not part of earth choose to also be on other planets. So we learned in the last weeks extensively about interplanetary existence, where the new ascended master is kind of reborn on first the planets like Mars. So we also learned about it that other planets have also life, but very on the higher levels, and and they go on further to other planets in the solar system. So very, very interesting and very, very deep knowledge, something to contemplate on. So this is where we stopped, and this is what we have learned so far, friends. And before jumping to the eighth freedom, I wanted to share about very important topic about Om, the secret of creation. And this is extensively explained in this book. And I know, like from the religious point of view, Om, of course, has significant meaning. And there are great masters who told and explained about significance of Om. But here we learn from this channel material in a complete new perspective. So that's what I wanted to share with you all. And but before that, we need to, of course, turn inwards. And with that inner knowledge, let us try to understand this wisdom. So I request you all now to sit very comfortably, clasp your hands and cross your legs. Let's prepare for meditation, and let us go into this inner sanctuary by observing our normal natural breath. Close your eyes and observe your inflow and outflow of your breath. We finished learning about the seven freedoms already. Let's try to connect to this knowledge and assimilate it more and more in our life. Just be with your breath, friends. Every time you have a thought, observe and bring your attention back. The word or the energy Om in Sanskrit is called pranava or also anahata. So that you would hear and listen from the inside. And in deep meditations, yogis experience this wonderful vibration. Stay with your breath, friends. Last 10 minutes. Stay with your breath, friends. Last 1 minute. Gently bring back your attention to your surroundings. Observe your physical body and your state of energy. Last 30 seconds. Okay, friends. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Gently place both of your palms on your eyes, staying there for a few seconds. And you may open your eyes whenever you're ready. So, thank you so much, friends, for your wonderful group energies. It was really, really powerful session for me. Thank you so much. And with this, I would like to share my screen again because this is something we need to learn visually. So yes, friends, I hope you can now see my screen again. What we learned from beginning of the session that we had a recap of all the 7 freedoms. But today's message is about the basic vibration of the universe, Om. And of course, Om is not just related to a single religion or one language because it transcends everything. And we are told here that we will know this only when we apply to our meditations. Only through our meditations, this knowledge will be revealed to us. But we were given a kind of guide here so that we can contemplate in our meditations. So about I'll just read a few lines. Om, this by describing about Om, this is the secret of creation. It is a secret of preservation. It is a secret of transmutation. It is the sacred word Om, AUM. Of all the great truths revealed in the 9 freedoms, this is one of the most staggering to the advanced occultist, for it puts a new light upon the ancient wisdom. There are many advanced minds who would not have believed such a feat possible. For the more advanced the student of the 9 freedoms, the more he will be absolutely staggered by this part of the text. Here is the deepest wisdom given to earth, illustrated in a simple yet profound way for all of you to appreciate. First, let us examine the word itself. The Om does not belong to any language because it is the basis of all language. No man or any other living thing upon this earth can make any sound outside this one sound. All language that we now use, or ever have, or ever will use upon this planet is made up of numerous parts of this one single word. If we examine this in a more detailed fashion, we will be able to see why this is so. So this is the background, friends, and there are a few more lines. There is a time in meditation when the student will hear the tremendous creative forces which are emanated by the sun each 32 minutes, when each of the 5 major pranas changes its form and state throughout the day and night. This is the sound of continual creation which is always taking place. The ancient seers who first heard this recognized it as the sound of creation, and they gave the major stages of involution and evolution of life. So here, for more visualization, I just prepared a few pictures. So here the author or the or the message here is guiding us towards two stages. So evolution and involution. And these are cycles. Of course, when we go through other great books, other great texts of all the major religions, this keeps on repeating, right? Like you have, as you can see my screen here, you have evolution, and from the source, like when the source is unmanifested, so the source can be called God or called light or absolute. And from the source comes involution. So the source itself plays some limitations and coming to the material world so that it can experience the path of evolution. And this keeps on repeating in cycles. And if you contemplate more upon this, you will see this everywhere. In every great text, you will see this knowledge. So in other words, like life is coming from the initial creative source, passes through numerous experiences, and returns to the creative source again. But what is interesting is how the author explained here, or more like our great Mars Sector 6 explained here through this triangle that you can see here. So here again you see that creation, preservation, and transmutation, these three represent the three syllables Om. Of course, you might have read that there are three syllables in Om, and the fourth is not, you cannot hear that, because the more you contemplate on this, the fourth would be you will know from the inside. So this is what have been said by great masters. The fourth has no name, but the three are the ones that you can use, whether it's chanting or whether it's meditating on this. But here we learn something new. So the from the source, which is the creation, comes the life form, or let's say like from the creator, all the souls come with taking a lot of limitations. For example, taking Earth as an example, taking different lives, and then experiencing all the knowledge. And what happens is a transmutation. But during this transmutation, all the knowledge, all the energy that's gained by throughout this process is used in the transmutation, and then the life form goes back to the source, but this time learning even more about itself. So the more we contemplate and talk about this, this is what the great Upanishads tell us. Or if you go to the core of any great teaching, you see these three. And in Hindu religion, or the ancient wisdom, it's also represented by different gods. Like you have Shiva, like Brahma for creation, preservation, which is the Vishnu, and the transmutation, Shiva. So it's really amazing how all the religions, not just Hindu religion, but of course, all the great religions also tried to explain this amazing knowledge. But here, what we learn is that the source, or the life form coming from the source, also learns and takes this energy. So here it's made even more clear. And this is the life journey towards the perfection, which is happening through involution and evolution, and back to perfection again, which is the creator. So yes, friends, like last weeks we were learning about interplanetary existence, where the seeker, or the interplanetary master, becomes a creator himself. So today we learned more about the secret of creation, and this can be applied everywhere. Last week we also learned how to manifest your thoughts, and also how to take them back. So let's say you create a thought, you give a lot of energy to it, and then you got it manifested, but you also need to take it back. It can be positive thought or negative thought. If you have a negative emotion, we learned that we need to take it back before it affects others. So this is what we also learned in the previous sessions. And you see the parallels with this just one single symbol or one single frame of reference, you can explain everything. And finally, friends, the author would like to point out it is his belief that this information was given in this descriptive way, rather because the world is now ready and the world stands upon the verge of the final initiation into age of enlightenment. Your internal vibrations have been altered by these utterances. Do not ever slip from the path, for if you do, your fall will be doubly hard. So that's what we learned last time, that every time you evolve and learn more knowledge, you know all the pitfalls, and the fall will be doubly hard. The more high up you go, the fall will be harder. So that's it, friends, from my side. It's really, for me, it's really the more I contemplate on this, it's very phenomenal wisdom, and it raises a lot of awareness for us. So thank you so much for listening. Of course, for a full explanation, you need to read this in the book by yourself. I tried to bring this according to my knowledge. So thank you so much once again. And yeah, friends, if you please share how you felt, and please go ahead if you would like to add something else, or if you have a question. Yeah, please feel free to raise your hand. Thank you so much. Hi, Mritraji. Please go ahead.
Hi, Sashank. I just wanted to share wonderful sharing, first of all, from you, but I also wanted to share about reading books. You mentioned reading the book. So one of the things that happens with reading the book, we absorb it in ourselves. It's wonderful that we get to share, and you know, you're reading the words, but there's something magic happens when we read it ourselves. As you mentioned, to read, we do the best to explain, but the absorption from reading the books itself is just amazing. So I'm encouraging everybody to, when they join the session, to read the books as well as joining in the meditation. And you explained it, you know, really good, Shashank. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mritraji. Totally agree. Thank you. Yes, Madhavi, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Sashank. The meditation was really, really beautiful. It's very serene and calm. I really enjoyed the meditation. And about the session, I have one question. When you meditate, like as you said, that the Om, we hear the sounds. Also, when we go to temples or when we ring the bell, like, you know, the temple bell, and we feel that sound of Om. Yeah, but what I observed, I don't know, but just you have to share. I mean, clear my doubt here. That when you sit, when the master sits, And the Om also comes from their head. Like that means they are releasing the Om from their side. That is the vibrations. And also those vibrations are nothing but it's Om. Did anyone experience this, or is there anything which somebody can highlight on this or focus on this or explain on this, please?
Can I try, Sashank?
Yes,
Oh,
Mataji, please go ahead.
so any sound vibrations that we create with our voice creates vibration in the universe. And the ancient scriptures in India, this is my understanding when I go and hear the Sanskrit vibrations, all the different, the Sanskrit verses that are spoken together by the priests. When we walk in, it invokes this beautiful feeling in us. It's because of the vibration of not just the sound, but the words. And these words were, spoken and before even written language. So the vibration, the ancient knowledge and ancient people of India knew that it carries throughout the universe. And Om is one of them, along with all the Sanskrit that people in India grew up with, the verses. And I can't think of the right word, the beautiful melodious Sanskrit verses in the temples. So this is not just because of the religious aspect, it's the vibration aspect, because the words carry meaning through vibration, not just meaning through interpretation. So that's why it's important when we speak the right way. And our names are important. If we don't want to be called certain something, we should not be called, because every time someone invokes our name, that creates a vibration for us. So I hope I'm clear. If not, maybe somebody else can explain. But this is my understanding of any word, including Om, when said out loud.
Thank you so much, Mridulaji. I understood what you mean.
Thank you so much,
Anyone
Mridulaji.
else, friends, would like to say on this topic? I hope you understood my question, right? When a meditator or when a master meditates, or any meditator, when they meditate, the through the wisdom, their mind and everything will blossom like the lotus. The same way, within them, they will release these Om also. So this is what I was thinking, actually. It's not thinking, but it was the vision, actually. So I'm trying to understand that. So
Very wonderful question. Maybe how about Ram? You raised your hand as well. Could you please share?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Shashank. Firstly, beautiful music that was played during the session, and then the wisdom itself. As we move on, we started at bravery, and then step by step, now we are at a very deeper knowledge, and we just try to touch on the outer layers of this knowledge, and the deeper core of this knowledge has to be experienced to understand. And reading book is one of the way, like Mridulaji was also highlighting that point. Reading books, we integrate in a way that memory of ours awakens as we integrate this by reading books. So it starts with reading. The other way is experiencing deeper meditations. And I think Madhavi had well said, it is one of the experiences many seekers, many meditators, many masters have shared, that one listens to the sound of Om in deeper states of meditation. So it's a beautiful wisdom little we heard, lot we have to integrate, much more we have to experience. So thanks a lot, Shashank, for continuously bringing us step by step into a deeper wisdom today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ram. Maji, I hope you got the answer.
Yes, I got the answer. Actually, the vision is when the meditator sits, I mean, when we hear the sounds and we hear anything, any vibration, like Mrudulaji said, or maybe I also felt it uh, when they hit on the bowls, like, the Om bowls or the temple bells, and any sound or any word also vibrates, and that brings also into the universe about this Om. But, when a meditator really sits in a calm way, he releases from inside that Om, without even saying or chanting or saying anything. So through his mind or through his vibrations, that means it's like the waves which are coming out, even though nobody is vibrating him, or nobody is playing any music, or nobody. That's really a beautiful experience, that how a meditator sitting in a silence way and produces an Om sound. That is what I was experience. Actually, I had a vision. That's the thing. So we are trying to decode that. So that's
Decode.
I was asking here how they will interpret, or how they get the experiences, so that we can write it in our decoding the visions.
Oh, wonderful question and vision.
Thank you so much for the Om. Really, it's a very beautiful session, Shashank.
Thank you so much. I Now that we are talking, I was just thinking of Ramana Maharshi, who was in silence for his entire for many years, and how the vibrations across, traveling across. And same with all other great masters. And it was also said, like, when someone becomes a Buddha, the whole universe will rejoice. And as a humanity, or the entire collective is one more step ahead. When one becomes a Buddha, one becomes enlightened. So I think what you are referring to is along this direction. That's how I understand, like, the entire yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what we were trying to decode it. Like, the whole, when a real, I mean, no, I don't say real, but I mean, when a meditator really meditating it with a full mindfulness, the whole universe is like kind of a celebrating, and it is hearing the Om sound. So, I mean, that meditator is producing, not even the instrument or anything, but the meditator sitting in just silence. You know, yeah, absolutely, you're right. Yeah, that's what we were decoding, actually. I wanted to hear more and more experiences from different masters. Even like how Mridulaji said just now, like with the word also, and also the Ramji said that, yeah, this is like how we read the books, and also when we go deeper inside in the meditation, and then we also get this. It's a beautiful, yes, you're right. I mean, we both are in the same direction, yes, to understand at least. Yeah,
Thank you for
thank you.
that wonderful wisdom. Thank you.
Madhavi, you had a beautiful vision of, feeling the word of Om, but the vibration in meditation is beyond any verbal intonations or any verbal that we know of in this world. It's beyond that, the vibration. But you had this vision about Om, which is a beautiful vision, because you're creating that form of oneness with the entire universe with the word Om. But in people like what Shashank, I mean, this is my take on it, who explained about Ramana Maharishi, that people who attain sainthoods like that, who have not only influenced our planet, but may have influenced the universe, it's beyond any verbal intonation. You're referencing Om because you learned the word Om, but in the language of our soul, there are no words. So that's something to think about. So that's beyond even Om. It's beyond, but we use the word Om to create the oneness because that's what we know. We know that word. We know that it's the sound of the universe. But in the souls of people like saints, it's beyond that. I don't know if I can explain.
Absolutely, Mridulaji. But the vision was that it's not me, but the masters are like vibrating it. You're right. When
Mhm.
they reach that
Mhm.
deeper, the meditation, what you have explained, yes, that's true. Where they have no sound as well, and they just vibrate.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So it was just a vision. It was not me. I was thinking, what could be it is like that? Like it's coming from everywhere, from their ears or from their head or from their like the waves. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, is that so? A meditator who meditates such is that way? So I was like really surprised just to see like that.
It's a beautiful vision, Madhavi. That's all I can say. It's a beautiful vision that you have, that everyone is connected and everyone is one. So thank you for sharing that.
Especially the masters, Mridulaji. I just saw the
Yeah.
vision, but the masters actually, it was so great that they just sit and how they vibrated. Wow, that's beautiful. I'm telling about all the masters, whoever you does it. I'm very, very young. I don't know. I'm just getting the vision. That's it. I'm just trying to decode that.
Yes, they're vibrating, but we're assuming it's Om because that's the word we know for the universe and oneness. But when they're vibrating, there's no language. But it's a beautiful vision you have, and maybe in future visions you'll be able to decipher what it means for you itself. So, but it's a beautiful vision. Thank you for sharing.
Wonderful. Thank you, Madhvi, and thank you, Mridulaji. Really.
Yeah, thank you so much,
We
Mridulaji. It's absolutely, yeah. I was just wanted more and more interpretations how they can decode this. And yeah, I can write it in the journal then. Thank you so much, Shashank.
wonderful. Thank you. Pavaniji, I saw your raise your hand. Would you like to
Yeah,
share?
namaste. Yes, just one point which I learned in my music theory. It was one of my subjects. So I forgot everything, but I just remember one thing that there is anahatanada. I think I am saying it right. That word anahatanada, which is unheard, unheard nada. There is a nadam which is being heard by us with this physical ears, but there is some jnanendriya, that means that is not seen, but that is there. When we meditate deeply, we embrace that jnanendriyas. So because we are closing our eyes and we are not seeing with our physical eyes, and we are opening our third eye and then the fourth eye. In the same way, our ears also can hear the sound which is not physically heard. So that Madhvi ma'am, we shouldn't analyze any experience, but I just wanted to mention this. That is happening automatically through meditation. We are exploring those areas which we are not being able to feel with these senses, physical senses. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Anahatanada.
much. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Pavaniji. Yes,
And
Anahatanada.
one more thing, when we produce a nadam, it starts from our nabhi, hrit, kantha, rasana. That means from the navel, it starts and it flows through our heart, and then it reaches through our throat, and through our tongue, it comes out. This is one form of nada, but there is another nada which is not being produced like this, but it is already there in the universe, and we should be able to perceive that. So gradually when we practice and meditate more, probably I didn't experience it. So I was hesitating to express this, but this is only a theoretical knowledge which I'm just expressing. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and thank you for taking up this topic. Thank you so much. And I feel that this Om vibration heals, and thank you so much.
Yes, Bhavanaji, very wonderfully explained. And thank you so much for bringing your music knowledge here as well. Um, I didn't learn music, but I can understand what you mean. Uh, Om being the source, as we learned, source of the universe, and also we learned about anahatanada, the sound that cannot be heard but only to be experienced, and we also we also learned in this. Yeah.
One more thing, when we are producing Om, it is coming from our belly button, that area, nabi, and then only we are feeling that vibration. We are producing that Om. That is the usually we do it as Om, but it is Aum. That A, U, Ma. On those letters also have the vibration, I feel, and the combination of these three letters. Yes. Thank you so much.
Yes, Bhavanaji. Thank you. Thank you once again for also, yeah, explaining the correct pronunciation. This is something I forgot. Totally true. It's Aum, and yeah, to experience through the chanting itself gives amazing inner peace, of course. And I myself never experienced during meditation, so also theoretically, theoretical understanding. Thank you so much. And Sumati, yes, please.
Hello, Sashank ji. Thank you so much for the session today and for all the great masters who have contributed in this. I just want to give you some theory behind this being a speech language pathologist. So the Om actually resonates from the back of the throat. And of course, the vocal cords doesn't vibrate. And then, you go on to the A, U, M. And of course, it could also be said as O and M, Om or Aum. And as the sound comes and the tongue sort of elongates and roll forward to the palate, and finally, when we go to M sound, the lips are pursed. And with that vibration, you would feel the vibration on your head. And scientifically, it clears all your sinuses. So that's one of the health benefits. And of course, as this may be what Madhavi was probably searching for, there are a few ways of chanting Om. You can say it verbally through your mouth. So auditorily, someone pick it up. You can also say it through your mind, and you can also with the verbal, of course, it's all mechanical, and then you have the mind, and then of course with the mental, and then you have the supramatter, which is super consciousness. So yes, so that's why with the ancient Hinduism, even if we do not connect religion to it, as you know, our forefathers have spoken about Hinduism, and it's all scientifically explained. The health benefits are so much, and it's so great that it actually stimulates the area of the brain that will just keep your mind calm. So there's no fight or flight responses, and you just have the inner peace. So yes, it's important, like Mridula ji said, you need to utter them correctly, because it vibrates at a certain frequency. And that's the frequency of the universe and all the things, throughout the nature. Yeah, so it's really good. That's why You see, in the Hinduism, they've always told us to sort of just always chant, but there are health benefits, and to say it loud if it's verbal, and just brings about so much of benefits. It sort of de-stress, calms your mind, your heart, your blood pressure, and everything. Yeah, in sometimes I remember I used to do yoga, Shambhavi Mahamudra and yoga, and there we are told to sort of sometimes chant for 21 times, So yeah, there's so many. I think there's so many. You can go so much deeper into this. Yeah, but when you finally end with the production of you will feel the vibration on the head. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sumateji. Wow, so wonderful. Like we are learning from so many angles, and as you said, the more we contemplate, the more we talk about it, it keeps on coming. And yeah, the best way to is experience in all the ways that you have described, either through physically or mentally, and even as we are exploring the path of meditation. And yeah, it happens automatically in the deeper meditations. That's what we learned. And yeah, thank you so much. And for me, the most interesting aspect is, although I have learned or read like it is a secret of creation, it is a basis of universe, and here we are given exactly what does it mean in a few words. Of course, this is just a map, but for us, it we have to contemplate on this creation, preservation, and transmutation. And yeah, thank you, thank you for all of your contribution in in exploring this wonderful word or the vibration. Yes, friends. So if you don't have new to share, further to share, thank you once again that you are here exploring the nine freedoms. Please join our Akhanda Jhan, Akhanda, the continuous meditation happening, conducted from Faridabad team, and also we will look forward for our next meditation tomorrow in the morning 6 a.m. Germany time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Masters. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Sashank. It was wonderful evening.